You think that this Kenobi show was very, very good. That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
Just so we're clear. That's embarrassing.
Yes.
Of course he thinks himself a space Jesus. They're a little conceited there.
That you think this show is good.
It is.
That is
Yeah, I stand by this 100%.
embarrassing. It's more embarrassing than your...
Correct.
We won't go.
What an incredibly based and red-pilled doggo. Insane. What a mad lad. What an absolute fucking mad lad.
So has he spent a lot of this just jerking himself off? This Organized Chaos video is brought to you by Gems Art Studio. This video is also brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Hello again. We find ourselves in a very familiar situation. Rags has released another video on me. I find it almost strange. I do 20-minute videos and he releases 2 hour, and then this latest one is actually 2.5 hours. 2 hours and 25 to give him credit. He calls it the worst response I've ever seen. Ooh. So I'll go ahead and be blunt. I don't care that much about this. Other than I'm interested to see how he's going to defend against a couple of the things I point out in that video. I can already tell you a couple things he's going to do. One of the things I point out very clearly is how, essentially, when you say, hey, somebody did this racism and that's bad, but other bigger people do this racism and that's worse, it's a way of defending racism. It's just what it is. And I'm sure Rags will probably reply to this video too, so I'm sure he'll get to repeat that one. And I'm sure his response will be, whoa, they said it's no. And I don't care. I do not care. I get kind of sick of looking at reactions to my videos because largely they just prove me right. And I don't need to watch 2.5 hours of Rags talking about how he's right and I'm wrong. And I also have to wonder, like, is he going to be mad that I didn't really go over Obi-Wan in my response? Because guess what? I don't care that we have differences in opinion on Obi-Wan. I know clearly he cares, but I don't. I think it was a fine series. He thinks it's the worst thing ever. Cool, dude. I think you're being hyperbolic and ridiculous, but whatever, man. I do care that you act like a self-important dickhead. I do care about that. But I was going to go over a couple comments I've gotten. I'm going over the actual comments I've gotten, not the comments Rags has sent my way. You can look at the comment section for that one. First off, we got, what was that? Henry Carper. It was already so pathetic you made a 2-hour video just because you said you liked Obi-Wan. True. But I'm pretty sure I know why he made that video, and we will get to that. In fact, I'm going to say it for the end. I'm pretty sure I know why he's making these videos against me. So, we will get to that. Zachary Williams points out that he's just going to deflect. And yes, I'm 100% sure he will. That's why I'm not going to watch all 2.5 hours. I don't need 2.5 hours of him yakking on, repeating crap. And then we got Isaac, who actually gave 2 really long ones, but I thought he made some good points. Good lord, how much hatred for a show do you have to make a response video that responds to his insults of you liking a show? That sounds pretty convoluted as I say it. But seriously, if you hate a show that much, go talk about something else. Like, is there nothing else to talk about? That's a good point. On the actual video he posted, and he actually made a response video to this video, would that make him a grifter or an idiot? I'd call him a narcissist. He's the kind of person who would respond to a person that has a different opinion from him with, well, you're wrong because I'm of a higher mind and I can actually understand this, this, and this. You know none of this. And as long as you like this thing, you shall always be an idiot. To think I thought Robot Head was the worst. This guy takes it to a whole nother level. Oh, and by the way, 2 hours? 2 hours? Who in the name of sanity would actually want to listen to a video like this for that long? The answer is not me. Not me. So, like I said, we're going to get to why he's doing this. There is one possibility that I've thought of, but I don't think this is the main reason. But I'm going to go ahead and bring it up now. So he has his second channel, Dog Bites. His main channel has 325,000 subs, but this is his second channel that he posts his stuff on. And if you look at his view counts, his response to me was his second most successful video, I think, on here. Oh, no, not quite. But it's the second most successful that he's done since, I want to say Boba Fett. Yeah, since Boba Fett. And it was probably easier for him. So he'll do a response to me responding. And he'll probably do a response to this one. So, hey, Rags fans, hey, what's up? But yeah, at the end of this, we are going to get to why he's doing this. Because, yeah, but let's go ahead. I'm not going to watch this whole thing. But there's a couple of things I think I want to see.
All right, everyone.
God, I am not going to sit through it. Let's see. I want to see what he says about Neurotic's tweets. All those other buzzwords, I'm sure. In fact...
what, you're sure? You don't know? You're just like, oh, I'm sure he's probably all those bad things, yeah. We're still talking about Nerdrotic and not me. I thought this video was about me.
Here's a recent tweet from him where he's replying to Chris Evans simply saying Sam Wilson is Captain America. Okay. Rags then proceeds to do what many...
What's the... Chris Evans said Sam Wilson is Captain America, which he isn't.
Oh, he's not? He's not? Because I saw Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm pretty sure he fucking is, buddy.
Rogers is Captain America. Yeah, Steve Rogers is Captain America. Yeah. I think, yeah. Sam Wilson, yeah. I do not agree with Chris Evans. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you've not seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he is Captain America, so I don't know where your confusion is.
Nerd, it doesn't even matter. You're using this as an example of him being racist, sexist, and homophobic.
This is just racist.
But where is it? What's the example?
I'm staring right at it. He's ignoring the fact that Sam Wilson became Captain America in the series, and I'm just pretending that that's fine, because Steve Rogers is still Captain America, even though he definitely fucking isn't. Did you not see the ending?
How does this show that he's racist or sexist or homophobic?
Oh my god. Because racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, these are behaviors. You don't get people that come out and like to say, hey, I'm racist. They don't do that. You don't really even get people going out and doing cross. You might get them doing a cross burning, but you know what? You're not really going to see that. It's behaviors. And what we're seeing here is a behavior.
Homophobic. Steve Rogers is Captain America and Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Of course he is. What's the racist and sexist element of this? Is it to say that Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man? Because I would say Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Or one of the Spider-Men, right?
So wait, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, but Sam Wilson can't be Captain America? Make up your mind, dude.
I guess you could say Sam Wilson is sort of a Captain America, but he's like so different from Captain America in every conceivable way. It's like, Jesus, it's just the...
Other than the fact that he goes by the name Captain America now?
Name that they're similar in? Yeah, I don't see how... You need to work... This is why this is already just the lowest tier response. You think that this is like research? You went into effort to find these clips and to clip them and to put them in...
Effort? Yeah, no, this is a very recent tweet.
in a video. But it doesn't show what you think it shows. If anything...
Wow, dude.
Most of your examples seem to say the opposite of what you want it to say. Why would you include this? What is this supposed to tell me about Nerderotic?
Please say. Yeah, it's clearly racism, dude. Sam Wilson is Captain America. I mean, let's just face it. Sam Wilson is Captain America. Even in what you just said, if you want to say Miles Morales is a Spider-Man, then okay, fine. Sam Wilson is a Captain America. In the MCU, Sam Wilson is Captain America, which is what Chris Evans is replying to. You're saying that's wrong. I'm saying, gee whiz, I wonder why you're saying that. I can throw out a guess. Okay. Rags then proceeds to do what many YouTubers do and nitpick every single element of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
All right. I'm not nitpicking. To be clear, we are clearly operating on different definitions of nitpick. I will clarify. What is a nitpick? To me, a nitpick is a valid criticism that of a piece of media, like a story or whatnot, a production, that ultimately does not impact the plot or the characters. So maybe a little bit of a continuity error in the background, or maybe there's some editing mistake, or maybe maybe an extra is wearing jeans in the Middle Ages or something like that. Little bitty things, right? Just little things that you point out. It's like, that's wrong, that should be changed, but ultimately it's not a big deal. Maybe part of a set that isn't painted, something like that. The things that I talked about are specific canon breaks. They are inconsistencies in the story. They create plot holes within the continuity of Star Wars, or they are the assassination of characters, like Obi-Wan allowing Darth Vader to live at the end, or... Yes.
How does it not break canon? How does that not break canon? If he kills Darth Vader at the end, wouldn't that break canon?
My criticism of this scene in Kenobi that we're watching in the top right is that he attacks these stormtroopers with his lightsaber, and it seems like he's just hitting them with a plastic stick, or like a baseball bat, because of the way it sort of bounces off of them and doesn't cleave through them like you would expect a lightsaber to do, especially knowing how it could slice through battle droids with ease, and those are made of metal. You cannot show Return of the Jedi and say that I'm wrong, or that I'm being inconsistent, because I'm not. Because if I was to change something in Return of the Jedi, I feel like some of those hits were probably should be going through people.
Okay, so he just pretty much essentially admitted it's up to creators' choices at this point. Yes, Star Wars is a fictional universe. It's up to creators' choices how the lightsabers work.
You can't... this isn't an invalidation of what I've said. Especially because I specifically talk about how it is in the prequels. So if you're trying to even be more specific to counter me, then why are you showing something that's not from the prequels? I'm not comparing this lightsaber to the lightsabers in the original.
I'm pointing out that there's a history of lightsabers acting like this, and you want to pretend like Obi-Wan was the first one to do it. No, lightsabers act how creators want them to act.
You think that this Kenobi show was very, very good? That's embarrassing. It is embarrassing.
Just so we're clear. That's embarrassing.
Yes.
Of course he thinks himself as based, Jesus. They're a little conceited there.
That you think this show is good.
It is.
That is
Yeah, I stand by this 100%.
embarrassing. It's more embarrassing than your...
Correct.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. We won't go there.
What an incredibly based and red-pilled doggo. Insane. What a mad lad. What an absolute fucking mad lad.
So has he spent a lot of this just jerking himself off? Jesus.
Oh, I just want to give him money right now. Especially considering who Obi-Wan is. Obi-Wan is willing to... It shows that Obi-Wan is kind of... He's got this streak in him at this point in the OT, where he's willing to kind of stretch the truth to get Luke to kill Vader. That's why Obi-Wan allows himself to die, in a sense. I think when he looks over to Luke before he dies, I think there's an aspect of Obi-Wan who allows himself to be killed by Vader so that it further motivates Luke to kill Vader himself.
Wow.
Which, by the way, I stand by. I think that's interesting. I think that is a very valid read on Obi-Wan's character here, particularly...
That's a fucked up read on Obi-Wan's character. I'm sorry, you think Obi-Wan was setting up Luke to kill Vader? That's fucked up, dude. That's seriously fucked up.
After we learn in the Return of the Jedi, or sorry, when we learn in Return of the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Why was I blanking on those names? I'm going to be honest. It's because I was adjusting my tail underneath me. It had sort of... I just readjusting my posture. Because I am, of course, a dog sitting in a chair right now as you listen to this. I think it's a totally valid scene. Or, sorry, a totally valid way to interpret this scene. 100% I think that.
I mean, you can interpret it how you want. That's not the scene, though. What you're dealing with right now is fan fiction, buddy. did not think Obi-Wan was doing that.
Okay, that's fine if you don't. I think a lot of people, they don't really think about it that much. But again, I think my interpretation of Obi-Wan's character, particularly when we have him as a Force ghost talking to Luke, I think it's totally fucking valid. If you want to explain why this interpretation is not valid, feel free to. I would like to know if I'm wrong.
So I have to disprove him. It's not important that he prove his point. It's important that I disprove him. I see how your mind works.
Or not. It's possible that I am, but I don't think I am.
In the hope that it would get Luke to kill his father.
No, you're wrong already. At this point in time, nobody knows that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Luke thinks that Darth Vader and his father are two different people. All he's been told about Darth Vader is that Darth Vader killed Luke's father. Luke already has a reason to avenge his father and kill Darth Vader. This here, as I said, is further motivation for Luke to want to kill Darth Vader. Obi-Wan's at the end of his rope, and he is allowing himself to die in front of Luke, looking over and seeing Luke, knowing that Luke is watching this. He allows himself to die to further motivate Luke to kill Darth Vader.
Oh my god. You're going to nitpick my analysis, then double down. Cool. Dude, listen, it's very obvious. Obi-Wan was in a corner. If he dies in that moment, they will see him die, realize they can't save him, and leave. The other option is, he continues fighting Vader, and then he possibly gets them all killed? This was Obi-Wan's only way out. I am certain if Obi-Wan had another way out where he could get on the Millennium Falcon and fly away, he absolutely would. Because why the fuck wouldn't he? He won't be dead. Don't you think the Empire would much rather he be dead than alive? The Empire doesn't want him alive. And it's much better for Luke if Obi-Wan's alive to be with him. He doesn't let himself die so that Luke has motivation to kill Vader, who, in your scenario, is not Luke's father at this moment. This is just fucking wrong. I'm sorry. You are fucking wrong here. There is no interpretation of this scene where Obi-Wan looks over and says, oh, I'll let myself die so Luke will be motivated to kill Vader. That is fucking wrong.
Which is Obi-Wan's ultimate end goal. Calls into question why he didn't fucking kill him himself at the end of the Kenobi Shobi.
Because this is your fucking fan fiction. This is not Star Wars canon that you're talking about. You're getting mad at Obi-Wan Kenobi series for not following your fucking head fiction.
Strange super ruination of the character that he allows Vader to persist committing evil acts. But again, I think it's a totally valid thing. That's why when Luke talks to Obi-Wan later, he's like, "Hey, you told me Darth Vader killed my father," and Obi-Wan says, "Yeah, I was right in a certain point of view. Yeah, in a manner of speaking, yeah, he did."
Yes, it's called a fucking retcon.
Obi-Wan wants Luke to kill Darth Vader. Is this?
Oh my god, he is mad at the Obi-Wan Kenobi series because it's not following his fucking headcanon. Your headcanon is not fucking Star Wars canon, Rags.
Everybody watch him. We gotta get you watching some Chernobyl, so we can... Chernobyl, great show, love it. We can get some performances, man. Yeah, so this was in response to him calling something very good, and I said, no, if you think this is good, we're gonna have to show you some actual good stuff so you can get a good frame of reference. That was...
Yeah, he absolutely pre-watched this too. So, okay, good to know.
My point in my video, which, by the way, I think I made abundantly clear what my point was.
But he also doesn't know who Joel Edgerton is. They didn't give Joel Edgerton that much to do, but what he did have to do, did a great job.
Let me look up Joel Edgerton. Is he? Oh, he's Uncle Owen. Oh, yeah, yeah. He's got some good moments. Sure. What's sad about this is that this really skirts the line about whataboutism.
Whataboutism. This is just showing you don't know as much as you like to act like you know about. That's what this is showing. Joel Edgerton's a fairly famous guy. If you're going to talk about media, especially movies, you should probably know who Joel Edgerton is. He's not nobody.
But I don't think it quite gets there. My point was very specific, as I mentioned what my point was. My point was very clearly, if you think this thing is high quality, we're going to have to actually introduce you to some high quality pieces of media so that you have a good frame of reference. That has nothing to do with me knowing the name of an actor.
Well, it kind of shows that you don't know as much as you think, do ya? Because here's the deal, when you watch lots of media, like I definitely have, and I'm sure you have too, Rags, you get familiar with names of actors, directors, screenwriters, producers even. It can get pretty far. You even learn like cinematographers and shit like that. Roger Deakins is great. Joel Edgerton's a name that gets brought up semi-often. You hear about him doing some sort of major project at least once every couple years. So if you don't know about it, it speaks to your actual expertise.
It's sad. You know what? I wish, and I think I said this in my last video, my last response to this. You know what? You're a clown person. You are a clown. And it's not just because you look like a clown.
Cool.
It's because you say clowny thing. It's unbelievable. Do you understand how insanely bad faith this is? For you to say, oh, Rags calls Reva a clown person. For reasons, by the way, are fully documented on YouTube in our watch-throughs. And then to say, well, if Reva was white, he wouldn't call her a clown person. Because he uses...
Well, I did hedge that quite a bit by saying probably. Maybe you would call her a clown person if she was white. It's just a little suspicious terminology. Because I don't even get why she's a clown person. You can argue she's poorly written. I don't see where she's a fucking clown.
This clown person is a way to denigrate black people. It's a joke. It's sad. It would be nice to talk about the show. Like to hear him...
Oh my god, I'm so sick of Obi-Wan.
It was kind of nice, very briefly, when he talked about the Obi-Wan thing.
He goes on a rant where he cries about being called a Nazi, a racist, a sexist, a homophobic.
Yeah, I would like it if I was not called these things. As a bisexual guy, it would be nice if I wasn't called homophobic. As a person who streams with a black guy and my best friend growing up was half black, half Asian, it would be really cool if I was not called racist all the time, especially when I criticize a character.
It's kind of interesting you have to bring that up, though. Because, let's face it, as I've already said, racism, all that shit, it's behavior. It's not you going out saying, oh, fuck all black people. It's behavior. If you're constantly having to remind people of your associates and your sexuality, maybe you need to look at yourself.
Character and start, like, it's like what we did here, you know? Like, I'd much rather talk about Reva's writing than be called racist because I called Reva a clown person because she's so fucking silly.
Okay.
I think this is the Witcher 3 was racist video. This is old school.
He is the one who is truly unworthy.
Yeah, I'm
Games
unworthy.
that feature human characters are pretty freaking white.
Imagine being so racist and focused on skin color that this is a problem to you. Yes, based. True. The dog is so correct. I was right back then and I'm right now.
According to a landmark
Ooh. Oh, guys, he just gonna double down on all this shit.
2009 study, 85% of game characters are white.
This is like Jamin Warren, I think was his name. This was like the PBS game talk show. It was really bad. This was one of those videos that got a lot of attention back in the day. This was like classic. It's classic anti-SJW content. Good stuff. It was like, I'll go along with the 85% white thing, but I would really like to check the data. But it's clear to you that things being 85% white in this one bit of media bothers you. Would you not know what a meritocracy was if it bit you on the ass? Okay. Oh wait, is he combining those clips to make it be like, oh, you see, if 85% of people are white, that's a meritocracy. Yeah, I don't even know what he's trying to say there, because you could tell he faded in and out and put two clips together, and that's just so many years ago, I can't even know. But yeah, chances are I probably stand by everything I said in that video. I might have a bit more nuance now, but yeah, absolutely, I think I stand with it.
But you fucking lefties are always crying wolf on the racism and the bigotry and the transphobia stuff. You're always fucking crying wolf on it. I bet a lot of those supposed racist messages aren't actually racist. And I'm not excusing the ones that are, of course. I'm just saying.
You know, I'll go ahead and just say that clip must have ended up still sped up because it does sound weird. Like I said, there was lots of technical issues with this video.
I don't think so, at least. But he definitely sped mine up so that my voice would sound higher and more obnoxious. So that's kind of weird that he would do that to my video, and I guess not to the others. Maybe he did do it to the others, and I just didn't recognize it.
Here's the exact evidence I'm talking about. Disney corporate prominently features.
Oh my god, are you going to address the arguments?
Who's just giving...
Unfortunately.
You should have an egalitarian racial mindset. You shouldn't see color. You should treat everyone by the merits of their actions and their character, and not by their skin color. Or is
I wish I didn't have to say this stuff.
being colorblind the new racist?
Not because I don't believe it. I do. I stand by it. It's just I wish you didn't have to throw these in as just like as a defense mechanism against people who say, yeah, you're racist and you're
I can't remember. The rules they're shifty.
Are we doing more clips?
Oh god! So you're gonna pretend like you stood by that and just kind of ignore the little bit at the end where you're like, oh, you know, is it actually more racist to say, you know, to acknowledge racism? You're gonna ignore that bit? Oh, that's shifty. That is shifty. You want to talk about me being shifty? You're the one that's being shifty right here. Rags literally says that here.
To show that. But you have to remember that the people who like Star Wars, like you, are idiots. Fucking based. Yes, true. They're very, very stupid. Yes, based. So you have to explain who is this incredible dog? Oh my goodness. How can he be so fucking based? Oh my god. Who is this dog? Someone stop him. I can't handle all of these truth bombs. To them and constantly remind them of everything. Yes. This show has no confidence whatsoever in the intelligence of its audience. This show is insulting to its audience. Let's get an example here of me being sexist. Like, Disney's evil, my dude. They're an evil corporation who talks to people like you out of one side of their mouth and you eat it up, hook, line, and sinker like the... Yeah, so far, true. So far, very true. You got your Disney merch there, yeah. A good consumer fish you are. And on the other side, they're like, this is China, it's fine, whatever. We'll take out the, maybe we'll take out the gay kiss, and maybe we'll hide the black person on the poster, and maybe we'll say thanks for letting us film near the concentration camps for our Milan movie. It's fine, don't worry about it, whatever. I mean, we're literally gonna not have, certain characters be in movies because we don't want to take the spotlight away from the females, which is what they did in Black Widow, whose exclusive promotional merchandising popcorn buckets you display so proudly behind you. So, okay. We've got to, if you use an example of somebody, it needs to contain the example that you're referring to. You say that in this rant, I am sexist. Where in that clip am I sexist? Do I need to play it again?
Well, like I said, it's behavior. It's not like you're gonna be like, hey, guys, women suck. I mean, maybe you will, but it's a pattern of behavior. Why do other Avengers need to be in the Black Widow movie? Why? Occasionally you get an Avenger guest star in one of the solo movies, but not that often. Usually it's just about the one main Avenger.
Yeah, so I guess the only thing sexist that I haven't even mentioned women. I have referred to how in the Chinese cut they don't have the lesbian kiss in The Rise of Skywalker because Disney wants Chinese money and they don't actually care about representation. Not really. When the chips are down, and I mean, they care about it if it doesn't cost them anything. Nerdrotic complaint will bring up that point too.
while he also calls Disney groomer, which is something that became popular when Disney decided to no longer support the Don't Say Gay bill. Like, if you're going to defend Nerdrotic, you have to defend that position. Because he is obviously, how dare Disney back out from supporting the Don't Say Gay bill. That bill's a piece of shit. Fuck that bill. If you are for the Don't Say Gay bill, I don't want to hear about you complaining about Disney cutting out a fucking gay kiss overseas. I don't want to hear about, because you obviously don't give a shit about gay rights.
Principle or some sort of foundational moral that you rest upon, right? I would not remove a gay character from my movie or film because I might not get money from homophobes. I would not do that because
Good for you. I wouldn't either. Talk to Nerdrotic about the Don't Say Gay bill.
I am principled. Disney, not so much. Literally gonna not have.
Hey, you want to talk about Disney? Sure, let's talk about Disney. But you know what? I think you need to talk with Nerdrotic. Clearly, he supports the Don't Say Gay bill. Talk to him about it. He thinks gay people shouldn't be allowed to be teachers. That is complete bullshit.
Have certain characters be in movies because we don't want to take the spotlight away from the females, which is what they did in Black Widow.
Correct, yes.
Whose exclusive promotional merchandising popcorn buckets you display so.
So why is it important that there be male characters in Black Widow? Why is it important that, like Captain America, why does Captain America or one of the other Avengers have to be in Black Widow? What's wrong with... Listen, man, Black Widow's nothing special. Nothing fucking special about the movie Black Widow. Why do one of the other Avengers need to be there? Why? The movie just... I mean, honestly, the script just needs tightened. They don't need other Avengers in it. That's not the issue. I mean, actually, Black Widow had a good... the supporting cast in Black Widow, I would actually say, is one of the strengths. They had David Harbour as... I can't think of it. Red Soldier? Red Guardian. He's Red Guardian. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, my brain was cramping on that. Anyways, I thought he did a good job. Florence Pugh as her sister, Yelena, was great. Rachel Weisz was great. The supporting characters in Black Widow were actually quite good. I don't think we need any Avengers in that cast. We need a better written movie. We especially need something written in there about Black Widow figuring a way to maybe figuring out a way to outfight Taskmaster, because that's what we wanted to see. If you're going to put Taskmaster in a movie, we need to figure out a way that the main character can outfight Taskmaster, or at least outthink him. As it is, they gave him like this red dust thing that fixes Taskmaster. If you're going to do Taskmaster, you need Taskmaster to have his kind of acerbic sense of humor and fun, but also have it so the hero has to defeat him using either intelligence or just somehow outmuscle him, which would be tough, but it's doable. Outfight him or outthink him. Probably outthink him. They didn't really do that. They gave an easy out to Taskmaster, and that's a writing issue. That has nothing to do with any male superheroes in the movie. That's a writing issue. Black Widow has writing issues.
Proudly behind you. Okay, so let's talk about Black Widow. And this is why it's such a great example, right? And why he was a fucking fool to use this as an example. In Black Widow, one of the big...
This is your example, not mine.
plot issues with that film is why there are no Avengers or other superheroes being called or becoming involved.
Why is it a plot issue with Black Widow, but not with other superhero movies with no Avengers in them? Why is it not a plot issue with Iron Man 3? Why is it not a plot issue with Thor, The Dark World? There's lots of solo superhero movies that don't have other Avengers in them. Why is it an issue with Black Widow and not with those other ones?
Involved when the stakes are so incredibly high, right?
Yeah, the stakes are always going to be high. It's a fucking superhero movie. And plus, they were undercover in Black Widow, too. I mean, I felt like Black Widow of all of them kind of resolved it because she kind of had to travel all over. They were in Russia for a lot of it, weren't they?
all these Black Widows across the globe who are brainwashed, and they're controlled by this one guy, and he can have them do whatever he wants. He could destabilize government.
Yes, and in Thor: The Dark World, in Thor: The Dark World, the Dark Elves are trying to conquer like everything. They're trying to conquer Asgard. It's been a while since I've seen it, but they take a stab at Midgard too. They're trying to conquer fucking everything. So, it's fine for Thor to be solo in the Dark World, but not fine for Black Widow to be solo in her movie. What the fuck logic is this? And plus, yeah, they're undercover, and it's taking place during Civil War, so lots of heroes are fugitives. There's actually more of a reason for Black Widow to be solo.
He could really cause huge issues across the globe.
With every superhero movie, that's the case. Every single one.
Obviously, Black Widow should be calling up people like, hey, we got this big issue, and it's as it describes it, right? But we
Oh god, I feel like I've already addressed
know
this.
that the reason that Avengers weren't called and superheroes were not called to assist her in this mission, when they should have been, was because they didn't want the spotlight taken away from Black Widow, and they absolutely used the female card.
They did not use the female card. When you say they didn't want the spotlight taken away from Black Widow, guess what? 100% correct. Just like in Thor: The Dark World, they didn't want the spotlight taken away from Thor. Iron Man 3, they didn't want the spotlight taken away from Iron Man. I'm sure there's more sequels in the MCU I'm not thinking of. They're essentially solo movies that are just solo movies. That's what they are.
We don't want to have a male taking away the spotlight.
No, Black Widow's the main character. They don't want another superhero taking the spotlight, just like all other solo movies.
From our female characters. They're excluding characters because of their gender.
And the movie didn't even need a male... Why does Black Widow need a male superhero in it? Why is that so important? I mean, actually, we already had Red Guardian, so you have a male superhero there. Why is it so important to you that Black Widow have an Avenger in it? Why is that what breaks Black Widow for you? Why are you going to die on this hill? It's a solo superhero movie. Of course, there's not going to be a whole lot of other superheroes in it. It's a solo movie.
When it makes no sense in the actual film.
It doesn't make any sense in the solo movies after Avengers. They should all, after the Avengers, logically, they should all be Avengers movies. Iron Man 3. Oh, the president's been fucking kidnapped. We need to call in the Avengers and save him. After the Avengers, any Avenger having a solo movie should be calling up the Avengers. But they're not, because they're solo movies, and if you're going to dive into the MCU, or if you're going to dive into comic books in general, you just kind of have to accept that shit.
Now, I think Disney is being sexist when they do that. They are putting their diversity and inclusion and excluding people because of that when it makes no sense in context of the film. I don't like that. And you shouldn't like that either. Because if they said, oh, we don't want a woman to get in the way of the male characters, you'd be throwing a hissy fit. And rightfully so. You'd be throwing a fit, and I would be too. I'd be saying that's not right. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't exclude a woman.
But they do that. I didn't see... Okay, so Black Widow was in The Winter Soldier, and she was in Civil War. Was she in any other Avengers solo movie I can think of? I can't... Well, I mean, Iron Man 2, but that was before the Avengers. Post-Avengers, was she in any other of the solo movies? No, it doesn't matter. She wasn't in Iron Man 3. These are movies where it would make sense for the superheroes to call them up, but they are not because they're solo movies. That's the nature of the fucking beast.
Woman, just because she's a woman, when she should...
No, it has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has to do with it being her solo movie.
Should be in the film by the logic of the film.
He wasn't.
Okay.
And he wasn't because the backlash Disney got when they shrunk him for the Force Awakens poster. That was...
Yeah, that's the one we're all talking about. Yeah, that's the infamous... This is the infamous poster. Yes. If you type John Boyega Chinese poster, it'll be all over the place. You'll see all the articles and everything. That's going back, what, 7 years or so now?
Was back in 2015.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
See, these channels only care about the issue. Not even gonna engage with the issue. Everybody talked about, you guys were talking about in 2019. It happened in 2015, dude. After the backlash from The Last Jedi and Captain Marvel.
No, wait, are you saying that we didn't care about this stuff? Well, I guess the claim here is that we don't care about corporate hypocrisy until The Last Jedi. I don't think that's the case, certainly not. That's an interesting claim to make. I know it was The Last Jedi that really got me into movies. The Last Jedi was the movie that got me to meet Mahler, and it started the podcast up, and it created EFAP, essentially. The Last Jedi created a lot of careers. You go to, like, Nerdrotic's channel, or, like, the Quarterings channel, they only go back, like, 5 or so years.
Okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna find him calling Leia a bitch. Yeah. God, this went on longer than an hour 5 minutes. Yeah, this went on longer than I wanted to. I'm gonna cut it down a lot. I don't even know what else to say. Another reaction that proves me right. Well done, Rags. Well done. You should enjoy this one. Oh, and yes, and the reason why he's doing this, and this is just a theory on my part, he is friends with Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic, as he will happily tell you. These are two people I frequently will go after on my channel for being toxic, which they are. They are very toxic. Critical Drinker has his moments, but even in his best moments, he usually likes in every video to add a little toxic element. It gets cringe. Nerdrotic, I don't think, has done a positive review in fucking years. I don't know. Maybe you could find one or two. But his past couple months of videos is just bashing on everything. A strong argument could be made he doesn't love movies, at least not anymore. But I believe Rags is doing this to get in their good graces. Maybe scare me off YouTube. Hey, there's this smaller YouTuber who's like 12 times smarter than me. Rags has 325,000 subscribers. I have 26,000. I think they're trying to scare me off YouTube. That's what I think. Well, they. I honestly don't know if Critical Drinker or Nerdrotic know anything about me. Probably. There's a decent chance Rags has mentioned it. Maybe they're secretly seething about me. Might be nice. I'm not. I doubt it. They probably have bigger fish to fry. But they are terrible to the movie community, and they're quickly becoming the biggest movie YouTubers. Rags is not that big. Rags, I suspect, is going after me, a much smarter YouTuber than even him, just kind of to show off to them. Hey guys, I'm a good friend. Look who I did to this guy who's critical of you. Look. I'm going to try to scare him off YouTube. Not going to work. Good attempt, though. Good on you, Rags. Well done. Really giving it to it. I look forward to seeing your reaction to this in about a week.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
According to a landmark 2009 study, 85% of game characters are white.
What survey? There's no link in the description to it. I'd like to take a look and see if these numbers have any bias or leaning or try to draw conjecture based on the information that they have, but I guess you're just not going to show us the information. It's not that I doubt you. It's like, I'll go along with the 85% white thing, but I would really like to check the data. But it's clear to you that things being 85% white in this one bit of media bothers you. So, I'm curious, what percentage is acceptable, Jamin? What percentage of people in media should be white? Can you give me a number? Do you have one? Do you understand the implications of having percentage quotas? Would you not know what a meritocracy was if it bit you on the ass?
So many years ago, I can't even know. But yeah, chances are I probably stand by everything I said in that video. I might have a bit more nuance now, but yeah, absolutely. I think I stand with it.